Standing by. Hello, everyone. Welcome into today's DLLS Cowboys Podcast, where we're going to help you out a little bit. We're going to dispel some nonsense. We're going to go around the pro day, look at some Cowboy targets for the draft. Rule change. Sorry, CD. And a mocky mock. It's a party today on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, and it starts meow. Hello, you sons of biscuits. Welcome to today's episode of the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, where I'm sitting a little too high in my chair. I'm going to come down just a little bit to get to the mic, although I'm tempted to go all the way down.
No, sir. You're too low.
Oh, all right. Coming back up. Low rider. Welcome in. We got stuff to talk about today. Also, this doesn't matter because we're football men. We're a Cowboys show, but I do want to tell you guys, happy glizzy season.
No.
As it is now,
No, it's
baseball
not-
is upon
no,
us.
It's never glizzy season,
It's always glizzy.
It is
season.
now
It's
time
never
for
glizzy
hot
season.
dogs. Mini hot dogs. All the hot dogs. It's time.
You can have a glizzy moment. You can have a glizzy season.
I thought a glizzy was a hot dog.
it is.
I've been having a glizzy year.
It's hot dog
So,
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a big day for glizzy. Big day for hot dog.
Just don't eat that wiener on a stick.
I'll do
What, a
that.
corn dog?
Sometimes I like to go grocery shopping and buy only phallic-shaped objects just to see if anybody notices.
Rattle them off.
Well, obviously your whole dill pickle,
Okay.
popsicle, hot
Mhm.
dogs, corn dogs,
Corn dogs, yeah.
zucchini,
Good zucchini.
zucchini squash, the yellow
yes,
squash.
yes, yes.
I'm not sure. Anyway, eggplant.
Eggplant.
Get you some eggplant. Dak is getting traded, so it's a big day. It's a big day with the Dak Prescott trade. He's going to get traded to the Cleveland Browns, and then we're going to go from there. That's the
And
report.
Don't use the eggplant emoji.
You can. So the report from a random guy in Cleveland is that something Cleveland Browns, something trade Dak, something. And so I thought we should definitely. Oh wait, I should introduce the. Hi, I'm Jeff. Sorry, this is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Howard.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Piggy, if you're watching, what's up? All the way from Singapore.
Hey.
Mark, if you're watching, just anybody named Mark, sup?
Luma.
Next to Jesse is the great speaker, and here's the Cowboy, Mr. Clarence Hill.
I'm Pop. I'm an old guy.
And
Wow.
and next to him is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
So big day for Captain Thunder. Big day for all Dak haters as we are shipping him out of town to Cleveland. That's what I heard on the internet, guys.
Where careers go to die.
Yep. No. Right? Is that the story? That's the story. That's the scoop.
Oh, yeah. According to some random guy in Cleveland he's got a source.
A felon.
A really
by the way.
good source. A guy who's been to jail.
I've been to jail.
Yeah, but for 5 months?
You've been to the
for
precinct.
5 months?
You've been to the precinct.
For 5 months?
Not for 5 months.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. No, this is
Overnight.
in terms of like rumor season, we get some crazy stuff sometimes. This was one of those immediately where you just said, what are you doing, my guy? Why are you putting your name on that? There was never any truth to this idea. I also love that his aspect of like, Myles Garrett wasn't going to sign here, but then they told him they're going to bring Dak Prescott in, and that's what made him sign on the dotted line. Not the $40 million that he got. No. It's the fact that they're bringing Dak Prescott for Greg Newsome and a couple draft picks. Like, what people hear...
It makes sense. That
No, it
makes
doesn't.
sense. It's why Miles signed. It makes sense. They knew he knows that the quarterback is on the way as soon as this Dak deal gets worked out.
And then you look at the $100 million cap hit, it would cost in dead money, and it just never made financial sense. It never made any sense at all. This was a ridiculous rumor, Clarence.
Yeah, and I don't generally like to legitimize stupidity. I ignore it, but because it's the Cowboys and everybody's going crazy, you have to run up the flagpole and do the numbers.
You had to actually text somebody?
I mean, you got to, just got to.
You have to.
You got to just, you got to do your due diligence. But it makes no sense. But just from a common sense standpoint, it's like early in the offseason when the dude tried to say that the Cowboys were going to cut Trayvon Diggs or trade him by the day
March 17th.
March 17th.
Yeah.
When his contract was already guaranteed.
Yeah, I can't believe that didn't happen.
Look at the contract. It's untradeable.
Oh, damn.
The contract is untradeable.
Yeah,
I know they're asking for it.
Oh, you like it now, huh?
That's fine. But the contract, first of all, number one, beyond the money, let's the money aside, Dak has a no trade clause in the contract.
He might really want to be a Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Big
I don't care what Cleveland wants and what they told Myles Garrett. That's not even true. But let's say that's true.
Yeah.
Dak does not want to go to Cleveland. Dak has to sign up. He's buying a new house. It makes no sense. And he has no trade contract. Then you put the numbers together. It makes no financial sense for the Cowboys, but also makes no financial sense for Cleveland considering what they're already paying Deshaun Watson. And then you add the Dak money on top of it. It just does not work.
It would be what, like $500 million they spent on quarterbacks in the last 3 seasons or something if they were to do this. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to take this moment to tell you about media literacy and why it's important to find verified, trustworthy sources in today's media world. There's a lot of information out there. But when you have guys like me, Clarence, Jeff, and Jesse telling you the truth and telling you what's actually real, that's why you trust us. Because, we get this all the time. How many times did people just tell you things like, I heard this might happen? If we shared every single thing we heard, we would not be doing our job. So maybe some random guy that this random guy met said, hey, I heard that this really good source of his said that Dak Prescott might be coming to Cleveland. It's malpractice to then go on the internet in terms of just trying to get engagement and to put that out there. Trust real people and real sources.
And I'll go back to last offseason when Dak did his contract and everybody said, well, they're going to let Dak walk. They were never letting Dak walk, okay? Just because it wasn't done, everybody was coming up with these scenarios where they don't want to sign Dak, they don't want to pay Dak. That was never the case. It was never on the table. Add in the Micah Parsons stuff. They're not considering trading Micah Parsons. I don't care what some person in the organization say about Micah Parsons and his personality and how they don't like him, how he wears thin. The Cowboys have never considered trade. And when I talk about the Cowboys, I'm talking about Jerry and Steven and Will.
I would just like to tell everybody on the back of what Joe just said about media literacy and trusting us. So I've heard that this rumor is just incorrect because it wasn't about Dak. It is Micah. The Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons
wrong
to
Cowboy.
the Cleveland Browns, and that is what's really going on.
What if they traded for Micah and drafted Abdul Carter?
So I have heard that the Browns are trading for Micah, and they're drafting Abdul Carter. And Dak is getting traded with Micah to Cleveland.
Wow. Cleveland can be good.
For a third-round pick in 2027.
And Greg Newsome.
Newsome.
I'm like Brandon Payne.
Yeah, I died at this.
Payne.
Brandon Payne, I'm going to Cleveland on vacation.
Is there anything wrong with Cleveland? What's going on? What happens in Cleveland?
Nothing.
Cleveland
sucks.
There's nothing right with Cleveland.
I don't mind Cleveland.
Great fan base.
I don't mind Cleveland.
Great
good
fan
music
base.
scene.
But it's like, where you going to? Who's going on vacation to Cleveland? Seriously.
When Jamar Chase signed his new deal, I saw a thing from him that I thought was great. When he was just like, no, I really like it here. And he did say the food kind of sucks. Yeah. He's like, we'll work on the food. But basically, he said without saying, there's nothing to do here. It's like, it's easy to lock in here.
Yeah.
There's no distractions.
I can tell him, as someone who's lived in Cincinnati and played in Cincinnati, he's absolutely correct.
Life in Ohio is incredibly boring.
It's boring. And it ain't no better in Kentucky. Trust me, it ain't nothing happening unless you can go on somebody's college campus, which in certain parts of Cincinnati, you might not want to go on their campus. And I don't know if you want to go down to Kentucky or whatever, but it ain't nothing happening down
It's
there.
Kentucky. I mean, come on. Kentucky, Cincinnati, same.
Yeah.
Come on. There's nothing to do.
A person said that Will McClay told him that Dak was getting traded to New Orleans prior to the draft. I like that idea. If you guys wanted to just chat in what you've heard could be happening with the Cowboys.
Let's just randomly Recky Specky.
Okay.
Oh, Recky Specky.
I heard CeeDee Lamb is getting traded to the Chargers.
No. Is there...
They're deep in talks.
Being that Dak has a no-trade clause in his contract, Is there a city that you would think he would waive that no trades clause for?
Okay, see now Dak. See, I think Dak. I got a handle on Dak now. This is a mature adult who is now a family man.
Okay.
Like Ohio would be good for him, but since he has a quarterback and Cleveland's a train wreck over an organization, so what I'm looking for is a nice, calm town.
Like Vegas.
No, it ain't gonna be Vegas.
Jacksonville?
A lot of racism in Jacksonville.
What about Seattle?
I could see him as a
Seattle might
Seattle
work.
man.
See, I can see
I
him
could
being
see
a
him as
Seattle
a
man.
Seattle
Seattle.
man.
I could see San Francisco.
San Francisco.
I could see him on the Bay.
I can't be legitimizing this.
I'm just
I
having a
can't-
conversation.
I know.
I've heard
I know.
that all those
I
teams
know.
have actually reached out to the Cowboys and they're
See,
all in
I cannot
talks.
believe
And they're
we're
all
doing
offering
this.
Greg Newsom and a couple of picks.
It's going to be a 7-way trade with Dak going to 4 different cities.
Kevin Gray says Miami and South Beach. No.
I see. I don't think that's
Nah,
him anymore.
He's a family man now.
I think he's an old guy now.
He's a family man now. Got one kid already, another kid on the way, right?
What about Saskatchewan? The Rough Riders.
Whoa. That's
Go play with Trey Lance.
Yeah, him and Trey. 2
Trey.
QB system.
Oh yeah, Trey Lance going to Rough Rider. Yeah.
Trey still can't start. Wouldn't that suck? By the way, if you hadn't seen Trey Lance something, I don't know how the CFL works.
No, he's on the negotiation list.
claim
Yeah.
their rights.
Yeah,
they
he's
got
on
the
the
right.
something with the something, and maybe he's going to the CFL, and that'll be good. That'll be great for him. It would suck if immediately that some other NFL guy went there and
But-
Trey Lance had to back him up in the CFL.
But to legitimize this conversation, what's also true is what we're seeing in this offseason, if the Cowboys did not sign Dak, he'd have a market. He'd have a huge
100%.
market.
Yeah, but we'd have Jameis.
See, Pittsburgh. I mean, he would have New York. He would.
I think
have
Vegas would have been an
Cleve-
option.
I mean, he would have
Seattle.
He would have a
Vegas.
huge. He would get that $60 million that he got from the Cowboys. That's why he would have this market.
Probably get more
He
than
would
that.
blow up this market.
He'd
So
probably
that's
get more than that.
that's one thing that we're seeing this quarterback market this offseason. That Dak would have had a market.
But this is absolutely the time of year when people start recky specky stories
So
like
much
this.
Becky Specky.
This is not, like people have to pull this stuff out of thin air. And I also heard something else that kind of may be true, and I know that some front offices do this. When you're trying to weed out who may be the mole inside your system,
Yes.
Game of Thrones, it's this
like
thing.
it's like, all right, who's leaking this stuff? Let's see who's leaking this stuff. And so now they start putting out these little,
You tell each person something
Something
different to
different.
see which one hits the internet.
and then whatever one hits the internet, it's like, aha, it was you. It
Yeah.
was you. And now they're kind of figuring out who's on the inside, letting the outside know what we're doing.
The Niners did that a couple years ago. It came out that they did that, and they fired someone for it. So
I do support that sort of. I like that kind of game. And just if anybody's wondering, don't ever tell me a secret.
Damn.
Don't. Tell
Oh,
me a
I
secret.
know.
Don't
Oh, I know.
tell me a secret.
Both of you.
What do we do?
Us?
Yes.
What they do?
What do we do?
I told you, hey, just letting you guys know, got a call. Schottenheimer is happening. By the
Oh,
way.
don't tell me. You told us that.
No.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, look, if you don't want to run with it, I will.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's just.
But I didn't say anything. I just hyped up what he was
you
saying.
just shared my thing. Look,
It was pretty funny.
Same thing.
look.
Says the man who always gives up his sources.
I do.
This was an off-the-record conversation, but
I got a text
I'm
from.
gonna put the name on it.
I got a text from a guy. Might wear number 4.
you did do that.
That was it. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, make sure that you're hitting the like button and creating rumors about the Cowboys is a great way to go viral. That is true. Yeah, if you're just a random guy who doesn't actually have any sources in Cleveland that just wants to get his stuff retweeted, you just make some stuff up. And
Quick-
yeah, I think a ton of people do that.
Quick little DLLS Recky Specky.
Oh,
If there was another city that you would want to be traded to under the All City Network, what
Oh, under the
city
All
would
City.
you choose?
Waco.
We
They're not an All
we
City.
don't have a city. We don't have a.
I'd like to redo the Koresh thing. I'd like to have not like he did it, but like I
My
would like to
God.
lead a cult. I would like to lead a cult, but like
My
but
God.
like a nice cult that does charity work
and Pilates.
and doesn't sleep with all of my followers' wives and stuff.
what city?
Oh, under the All City thing?
Yeah.
I go to Chicago.
Ooh,
I think Chicago would be
Oh,
great.
I go to Denver.
Pop.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I go to Denver.
Phoenix for your boy.
No, Chicago. I go to
Phoenix for
Denver.
your boy.
Come on.
Phoenix for your boy. And I'm going right.
He's like,
there
I'm going
with
to
him.
Mill Street, baby. I'm
Pop
going to
up.
Mill Avenue.
Wait for your boy. Yeah.
Aaron's
Right
in the
there
super
with him.
chat.
Blonde, Mill Avenue.
Phoenix.
Aaron's in the super chat. When I delivered Idaho potatoes to NYC, the guard thought they were getting Dak before he re-signed. Think he's happy with Russell? Aren't we glad with Dak? We're fine with Dak. Dak's fine. Hopefully he wins all the Super Bowls. And if not, then we'll be really mad at him and we'll try to get rid of him next offseason. It'll be great. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, we go around the pro day and we reignite the battle of measurements and times and all the things. Is it more important than playing football? Next.
You don't have to specky about this. Game Time is the best place that you need to go for any entertainment ticket that you want to see. Use the promo code DLLS and get $20 off any ticket on the Game Time app. So go download the Game Time app. Now, it's baseball season is here. As Jeff said, it's glizzy season.
It is glizzy season.
I don't subscribe to that.
Yep.
But baseball season is here. The tournament is happening in college basketball. Football season will be here very soon. What I love about Game Time is you can go on the app and you don't have to sift through this, filter this. They give you the best deals right up front. You go on, you find out what you want, how much you want to pay, and they're going to give you the best price available. All that other one price on the ticket, another price at checkout, we don't get down like that at Game Time. So download the app, use the promo code DLLS and get $20 off your first purchase. What time is it?
Game time. Shout out to our friends at Ownwell, OWNWELL. I am a Texas homeowner, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Do you have a high mortgage payment? Has your property tax been going up over the last 5 years? Because mine have. Owning property can come with challenges. Overpaying on property tax shouldn't be one of those things. You can fight those, and our guys at Ownwell know exactly how. You could save thousands of dollars every year. Ownwell believes that when it comes to paying property tax, you should only pay what's fair. You can sign up in under 3 minutes, and their team of local experts and cutting-edge technology can start saving you money with no upfront costs. Ownwell handles everything from start to finish. They deliver top results, no upfront costs. Only pay if you save. 86% of Ownwell's customers receive a reduction with the average customer saving of $1,102. Hundreds of thousands of happy customers and 5-star reviews. The deadline to protest for property taxes is May 15th for most counties. Ownwell.com/DLLS. All right, it's time to go around the pro day. As we've had multiple pro days in the last couple of days, one of my guys I saw fall down, and I saw a tweet from like a big time NFL insider where it sounded like he died.
I know.
Ohio State's Tyleik Williams. He's a 330-pound nose tackle, and I want him on the Cowboys. And he was running a 40, and then he tumped over. I love the word tumped.
Yeah, I was going to say tumped over.
Yes, he tumped.
Is that a word?
Tumped over.
Should we look?
I think
I'm
it
just
is.
kidding. No, I'm
It's
just kidding.
Tump.
Remember that one time I doubted you and it was true? And
Doubting me with words is not a good idea.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was a bit.
No, I mean, tump doesn't actually mean to fall over, but I like to use. Oh, here we go. In slang, did they have it? Yeah, to tip or turn over, especially accidentally.
There you go.
So yeah, Tyleik Williams was running his 40 and he tumped over, and I think it was Breer.
Yeah,
like, tweeted out the video and was like, pray for his family.
Yeah.
The service
it was
is next
Breer.
Saturday.
I retweeted it.
You 300 and what's that? 300 and what?
329.
And you falling after running?
Yeah.
Pray for somebody. That ain't a normal person ain't falling like that.
Well, he tumped, and then he had to fire off a tweet. It was just like, hey, guys, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I caught a little cramp, and then he put a bunch of laughing emojis and said, if I didn't fall, just know I was going 4.8, 4.9.
She's trying to say he's running faster than my boy.
Restrepo.
Shots fired.
Slow ass.
But I just wanted to mention Tyleik because he fell down and it became a story. LSU had a pro day. Will Campbell is the left tackle at LSU, who I will tell you right now wouldn't be a bad pick at 12.
Wouldn't be.
And at the combine, they measured his arms, and NFL teams, to be a perfect tackle prospect, you want arms that are over 33 inches. That's the rule. 34 would be really cooking. Now we're working. Now we're fitting the profile right. And his were under 33 at the combine. But at pro day, they were 33 inches. So now he can be a tackle again. He was about to be a guard. Now he can be a tackle
You know what
again.
they did between the pro day and the combine?
Stretch.
Remember that Peter Brady? I'm not Brady Bunch. I'm going to way too far back for you guys.
I remember
when he was trying to get taller and he was stretched all day. Well, I think it was he stretched.
Yeah,
Stretched
I'm Pop
his
Pop. I'm
arms.
old.
I remember when Jared Goff had
I'm
tiny
Pop-Pop.
hands in the
I'm
draft
an old
process. His
guy.
got bigger before the combine or after the combine, before pro day. And it was like he was seeing a specialist that was teaching him how to get his pinky and thumb further apart and doing massages. And it's wild. So Will Campbell had this to say on people talking about his arm length. For 2 years, nobody had any measurements on me, and nobody said anything about my play. So now, all of a sudden, arm length decides if I'm a good player or not. I think it's BS. Anybody agree or disagree with that?
He is absolutely right. For 2 years, no one had measurements on him, and everybody thought he was one of the best left tackles in all of football. You're a guy who's talking about like metrics and all that kind of stuff, right?
Metric man.
Metric man. You heard our boy talk about it. Talk about it yesterday. Who we had yesterday? Fran. We had Fran on yesterday, and he said no one has taken more pass snaps in college football in the last 2 years than Will Campbell and has not been defeated. But all of a sudden now he can't play the position because his arms is an inch off what the
3/8 of an inch, actually.
3/8 of an inch off what the old farts say that his arm should be.
Oh.
It's a bunch of bull.
Why you gotta use old fart? Why you gotta, because you know I'm gonna go. I mean, why we gotta use old fart?
I went first, so I get to throw the first shot. I get to throw the first shot because it
Preemptive shot, because he knows who's disagreeing.
It makes no sense. The man can play football. He's played left tackle in the SEC. He wasn't ducking no smoke. He was playing against the Alabamas and the Auburns and the A&Ms and the Floridas, and you name the team that he was playing against year in and year out, and all he did was show up and play good football. And simply because there's this magical number that everyone has to fit in this mold if you're going to play this position, and now all of a sudden, because at the combine it didn't match that number, now like, well, he might have to go play guard. He might have to go play guard. It's idiotic. It's stupid. You got 2 years of good film that says he's arguably the best left tackle in the draft.
Well, is it the first time this has happened? Jeff.
What?
Jeff.
What?
How many?
Don't use me against him.
How many college left tackles have had to move to guard because of measurements?
A bunch.
Okay, so the only thing I'm stopping down on is the idea that now I can't play good football. No one's saying you can't play good football.
Well, they're saying he can't play the position.
Okay, no, but his statement was, you had two, now I'm not a good football. No one's saying you're not a good football player. No one's saying that. So let's stop this nonsense.
No, he said that I'm not good enough to play the position.
No, his exact quote was you've had 2 years of tape on me, nobody questioned, but now I can't play football, is what he said. I'm not good at football.
Arm length decides if I'm a good player or not.
Right. So that is BS, because you're taking a small measurement and making it about something else. It's just like Restrepo. A slow Restrepo.
You stop it. You're being mean to him. He was going to run a 4.5. His hammy tightened up.
You can play football. You're going to get a chance to play football. No one's stopping you from playing good football in the NFL. You're going to be able to play. But there are years and years of measurements on sides and your ability to succeed at a high level in the NFL, and it's based on arm length. There's nothing wrong with looking at that category. That's part of what you do when you look at your play, you look at your size, you look at your tape, you look at all of that and put it together. And we're not saying you won't be drafted. We won't even say you won't be drafted in the first round. It's where you're going to get drafted. That's part of this whole process.
That costs me millions of dollars.
Well,
it costs me millions of dollars. It cost me millions of dollars.
And the 484 is costing them triple, but that's part of it, yes.
That's costing me millions of dollars.
There's no question about that.
Because someone...
Quarterbacks with short, with small hands, it costs them money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's
cornerbacks
dumb. It's dumb.
T-Rex arms, corners.
It costs you money. Listen, don't play the game. That's the game. You're going to get paid.
Look, Jesse, it's hard for me to block you if this is what I got.
But your tape is your tape, and that's fine.
But
Connor Williams is all.
Listen, it's no. It's not hard for you to block. Well, wait, right now this.
Don't hurt me.
No, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Like a playoffs volleyball night.
I'm not gonna hurt you, right?
Okay.
Right. This is great, right? Okay, he can play left tackle.
It's a great arm.
He can play left tackle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he can't.
Now I'm a guard.
Well, that wasn't 3 inch. No, go back more. That wasn't 3 inch.
Now he's a guard?
If you move me another inch, I'm a center now.
No, and
now he's a center. This, I could be a left tackle.
Listen,
yeah.
I got to be a guard. I got to be a center.
Why was Cooper Beebe projected more of a, going back, he's the best guard in college football.
Yep.
Why was he projected to go center?
Tiny arms, and he's kind of, I mean.
Well, the Cowboys had it.
But it's not.
And the Cowboys had it.
It wasn't just the Cowboys. Everybody in the draft.
There were a lot of people that project him as a guard.
No, but he was working. he was working on center snaps in college because scouts told him it wasn't just the Cowboys.
As a potential. No. He could have played guard
but
in a
there's
lot
a
of places.
reason why it was a potential.
He wasn't playing tackle.
No, I'm talking about the reason why
I'm agreeing with you there.
he was working at center because that was his projection. Even though he was the best guard in college football, Connor Williams, All-American in Texas, he was naturally projected to go to guard and even center because of his size and measurements. This is not the first time. Will Campbell is not the first person to have to deal with this. This is what they do.
But that's what I'm saying. We're talking about it now because we now have the platform to talk about it, right? This has been going on, and I felt this way for a long time about these particular matters because I'm not taking a shot at Gil Brandt, but you go back to
Don't take a shot at
Don't take a shot at Gil.
No, I'm not taking a shot at, but you go back to the Gil Brandt days. He's like the godfather of scouting and all this stuff. Somebody wrote down that these should be the particular
and Gil
numbers
is watching
from heaven.
Yes. So
makes me
be
no
careful.
difference. Makes me no difference. I'm just
Okay.
saying. But someone like Gil or those of like him, they have these things. It can even go back to there was a time where they said the black player couldn't play quarterback because he wasn't smart to play the position. All right, and all these things.
That was racism, okay? This is not racism.
Very much like the white man struggle at corner these days.
That's racism.
They do.
We're being held down.
But
times are changing.
Go play. Go play. But my thing is that these small measurements, and I'm not saying that it's 7 inches away from being whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a foot long glizzy away from being what it is. We're talking about a quarter of an inch. All of a sudden now you can't play the position.
You both are right, by the way, in this case.
Oh, what a coward.
I'm such a coward, but it's so true. In this case, because let me lay it out. There's a reason why these measurements exist. There's a reason why 34 is the number, right? But Will Campbell also showed for years in the second hardest conference now, but hardest conference against some of the best pass rushers in the draft that he could handle his own and they cannot get past him. I think Will Campbell is an exception to the rule. I still think there's rules for a reason. I think Will Campbell is an exception to it. Just like I think Jahdae Barron, he might not have above 30-inch arms as well. I still think he's a stud corner, and I would still draft him. So I think in Will Campbell's case and Jahdae Barron's case, these are guys that are worthy of getting these opportunities at the positions they want. But Restrepo with that 4.83 speed, I can't do it.
I just want us to stop leaning so much on these written down metrics. I remember a couple years ago they said Mo Claiborne tested so well, greater than Deion Sanders.
Okay, stop.
Did they not say that?
No.
What was it on his test number?
No.
They didn't say that?
Not better than Deion Sanders. First of all, he didn't even take a test.
Did
he flunked his
they said
Oh,
that
yeah, he got like a 6 on the Wonderlic.
They said that his metrics. They said that his
not
metrics.
40.
Oh, not his 40, but they were talking about his metrics were his whatever it was when it measured out, it was as good or greater than Deion Sanders. That didn't work out.
That was just the Cowboys.
That didn't work out well. That didn't work out well.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, it's not his arm length is not 3/8 of an inch below the standard. It's 3/8 of an inch below the lowest standard. Okay, 33 is the lowest standard. It's not the standard. It's the lowest standard. So that matters. Okay, because you want him 34.
To Jeff's question, yes, that's why Zach Martin got moved.
Yeah,
Zach Martin had 32 and 7/8-inch arms. He was under 33, and so they thought incredible player.
Yes.
Worked better on the inside.
I mean, it worked out well for Zach Martin. Will Campbell don't want to be Zach Martin?
And I do think it's the opposite of like Gil Brandt. Like these numbers, I think, are a
cost Zach Martin $40 million over the course of his career, probably.
Really?
$50 million.
And he could have played
$50
tackle.
million.
And he absolutely could have played tackle.
No, he didn't want to
But is
play
he a Hall of
tackle.
Fame tackle?
Every time they asked him to play tackle, he refused.
I'm just
At that
telling you
time,
he
he was
could've.
already set. He was already set in his position.
He refused.
Is he a Hall of
set.
Fame tackle, though, or is he a good tackle and a Hall of Fame guard?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's the difference.
But I do think that those numbers, like, they're more of a newfangled thing than a Gil thing. Like, it's a looking at the history of however many years of players, and they say, what do the ones who make it have in common? What are the odds if you're built like this that you make it or don't make it? And it's just part of the system of, if I'm going to use a pick that is this high, like if Will Campbell didn't have as good of tape, then you wouldn't worry about it as much. This is just the talk of a guy who could be a top 10 pick of, he is missing one of the boxes that most of the guys that
Does Guy have 34-inch arms?
Who?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. He might have 30.
He's like, yeah, see? Yeah, I do want the guys who are good at football.
How about that part?
No,
How
no.
about give me the guys who are
There
really
are a
good
lot
at
of bad
the
offensive
game.
tackles with
Thank
35-inch
you.
arms.
I just want guys who can play football. I want really good dudes who can play football. and the tape show that they can play football.
You're right, but we're still talking about the top
That's
10 of the
it.
draft. We're talking about top 10, 12 of the draft. And you're going to nitpick. That's what we're doing. We're going to nitpick.
Yep, we're going to tear him apart until we figure it out. And like for Campbell, I would love if the Cowboys picked him at 12. And you could put him at left tackle. And if
Or you
it's
put him at
not
guard.
great, then I bet you could put him at guard and he could kick ass. Guard is just where you go when it's just like, yeah, well, it's the demotion because I know
It's
you
the
could do
Mekhi
that,
Becton.
even if you couldn't do that.
It's
Yeah,
the Mekhi Becton.
I'm just pushing back on the notion that no one's saying you can't play good football. His statement, I know what you're saying, left tackle, but his statement
$50 million.
was, I've got 2 years and now you say I
He
can't play
does.
good. He can play
He
good
does. It
football,
shouldn't even
and
be
he
a
will get a
question.
chance to play good
It shouldn't be a
football.
question.
It's just a matter of where I pick you.
It
It's just like
shouldn't be a
Chris Crepo.
question.
It's a matter of where you're going to get a chance to play. It's a matter of where I pick you. There's a lot of money on the line.
It's
and
a hell of
measurements
a lot
matter.
of money on the line. And my tape should be the thing that you pay for. My tape says that I'm worth a top 10 pick.
And there are a lot of people whose tape says I was great in college, but the measurables say different, and so I don't get drafted at all. I mean, it works both ways. I mean, let's go poor Deuce Vaughn, okay? Poor Deuce
Why are
Vaughn.
we throwing Deuce?
Because his tape, his production in college was great. His measurables weren't.
And he's still an NFL player.
Exactly. And,
Right.
and Will
But
Campbell
he
will
was-
be a-
but
and
he
Will
was
Campbell
never
will-
so- but he-
No,
Deuce went exactly where he was supposed to go.
Duke went
go.
on his production.
He went
based on what
exactly
I've
where he
done
was
in
supposed to
college.
go. He went exactly where he was supposed to
Because
go.
of his height. Because
He
of
went
his
exactly
measurables.
where he was supposed to go.
Because of his measurables. Because of his measurables. Not because of what he did on tape. But because of his measurables.
No, he's playing. Go to break. Go to break.
I'm just saying, measurables.
Enrique in the super chat said, "Tell him something, Jesse." Oh, he took it from me. And Aaron's in there. Let's take his left tackle at 12, running back, wide receiver, round 2 and 3. Guyton competes and takes over for Steele later. Now we're cooking. Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, CeeDee's going to have to change some things this year, and it's not new for this to happen to the Cowboys. That is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Yes, right.
I'm assuming that some of these scouts may not have the best eyes.
Oh.
And maybe they're trying to do some of these things in the sunlight. That's what it is. They tried to measure this thing in the sunlight and all the metrics in the sunlight. What they should have did was they should have got their eyes corrected by putting on a pair of Shady Rays. And if they were smart scouts and they wanted the numbers to be right, then they would find out, they went to ShadyRays.com and use this promo code DLLS, that they would get 35% off. 35% would be a good number to be a left tackle in the NFL, but not 33. But they would get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses from Shady Rays. And then they can put these polarized glasses on and they can go to all of these different schools and they can measure up all these different players and they can say, well, you didn't make the numbers and maybe they should go back and take the Shady Rays off. Maybe, in fact, leave the Shady Rays on and go back and watch the tape. But go to ShadyRays.com, use the promo code DLLS and get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses today.
Got my 3 points of contact. Shout out to our friends at Sleeper. Promo code that you need is DLLS Boys. Sleeper is the best fantasy league platform out there, but also a lot of fun to go on there and you make your picks. All you got to do is say if you think that players are going to have more or less than their projected stats each week or each day, each game. It's baseball season now, glizzy season, if you will. And you can go in there and, pick your favorite Rangers pitcher. Will you have more or less strikeouts than projected? You can't pick Evan Carter. He didn't make the team, which is bad for the rookie card that I have. But you could definitely you could use other players, though. I already sold the other 4 of them at a profit, so we're safe.
Burger.
Yeah, get you some burger. Get some more than total bases for burger. The more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money with our friends at Sleeper. So download the Sleeper app. Use the code DLLS Boys. That'll get you $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Shout out Sleeper. All right, everybody squared away?
I got a question for you. I can't let nothing go.
Yeah, I know.
I can't let it go.
I know. Come on.
I got you. There's a left tackle at Texas, All-American, who actually, on some measurements, was better than Will Campbell over the last couple of years.
Well, we don't worry about, what do you mean?
I'm talking production as far as sacks and,
Yeah. Kevin Banks is awesome. So is Campbell. They're both awesome.
Why were you considering moving Kevin Banks to guard?
People thought he might have short arms. And people thought that height-wise, he might not be that tall.
Yeah.
And he's 6'5".
Yeah.
Right.
And he turned out he had 33.5-inch arms, which is above the minimum, but not what you would love.
I'm just saying, it's a conversation we've had a number of this ain't the first with Will Campbell. It's a conversation we've had with a number of prospects, number of tackle prospects, and we talked early on about draft Kevin Banks and moving the guard.
I like Jesse's calm now. He's like, go ahead. No, go ahead. I gave you what I got. I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good on this.
All I know is my film in high school said D1, but my 5'8" height and my 5 flat 40 said D3.
I don't think your film said D1.
I don't think it said
I don't
Okay,
I don't-
you didn't
I don't
do that.
quite-
It was pretty good.
It was
You
pretty
didn't
good.
do that.
I'm
He
just
was
saying.
just close. Come on, how close was he?
I-
How close
I don't
was he?
think the film said
Hey.
D1. I don't think the film said D1.
Aaron is in the super chat. Reports our Giants take Hunter at 3 and trade back into the first to get Shador. Would you drop back to 35 for their first next year and third this year?
Why would the Giants do that?
They want to get to 12. Would I go to
Reports.
35 for their 1 next year? I get a 1, a 3, and 35? Probably.
Again, reports of Dak being traded to Cleveland.
I love the way you do quotes. You always just kind of do like this.
And I was driving by Dak's house the other day, and I saw him loading up a moving truck.
Ah.
And he was wearing, what color are the Browns? Brown? He was
Orange?
wearing
Orange.
That's weird to be
Was
called
that
the
the
Browns.
new house
I
or
know.
old house? You remember he was moving and
Both. Packing up both.
He was getting the
Yep.
dream house, building the dream house. Remember?
Interestingly, I saw Drew Carey there with him.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure
Had
he
a
was
whole-
going to Ohio. So be ready.
Whole movie set there to film him making a dream house. How's my business? All he had a whole field. You know, wasn't the dude perfect? Who was there when he
It was dude perfect, yeah.
It was everybody was there.
CD is going to have to change some things this year, guys. This thing where you do your nose, where you wipe it.
That's not how you do it, though.
Is that how
you
do you?
gotta. I mean, you
Okay,
gotta.
it's backwards?
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
like
do
this.
it.
A backwards
Yeah,
pole?
Yes, it's
yeah.
here.
You
This
gotta-
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have
Why
you
would
not
you-
watched him do
Oh, no,
this?
no, it's this way.
It's the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
Okay,
yeah,
because you got a point.
yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Okay.
it this way. It's not.
But if it's banned, we shouldn't be doing it, should we?
We don't play football.
Yeah. That's not an all-city rule.
Not all city.
But
bro.
what's it?
Not a YouTube
Why
rule.
is it?
Then I can do this
Well,
to you. I can do this to
Yeah.
you.
I can do this to you. I can hump 3 times.
You can't. You don't need to do that.
That's not a rule. That's not a rule at all city. Well, maybe HR might call me.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that. HR might call me.
Look at Cat.
HR might call me.
And a new rules report
Sorry.
sent to
I mean,
teams
you've
around the
already
league
been
this week.
You've already been tagged for your wardrobe in the summer. So I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
telling
true.
I have. Definitely don't get 3 pumps in the shorts in the summertime in the lounge.
Also,
Definitely don't get that.
Jeff, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're going to hate this. But I think Captain Thunder changed his. Look at Dak, delusional fans with more excuses.
No,
and-
that's a different person. Yeah. No,
No
yeah,
way.
that person's always been around. Yeah.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah. They're two
You
people.
think then Captain Thunder hang out?
I think that they should be together.
You guys should hang out.
They take turns.
Yeah, I think that they should be together.
Okay, my bad.
In a new rules report sent to teams around the league this week, the nose wipe gesture has been categorized as a violent gesture and will result in a 15-yard penalty. Said gestures, quote, shall include, but not be limited to, a throat slash, simulating firing or brandishing a gun, or using the nose wipe. Pro Football Talk expanded on the gesture, noting the nose wipe is a gang sign associated with the Bloods, indicating someone is untrustworthy. I don't know if that's accurate. It's from Pro Football Talk, so I'd assume probably not.
Mike Florio got that passed.
And CD weighed in on Twitter and said, SMH, I have plenty in mind. So it seems like he'll be fine. He'll come up with something new.
And he hasn't done as much lately. That was sort of early in his career. That was his thing.
Well, that's because it hurt his shoulder.
About
It
his
hurt
shoulder.
He's just like,
He's worried about getting up.
Yeah, as a guy with bad rotator cuffs,
Yeah.
I know you're not trying. You don't want to lift that thing up until you have to catch the ball. But I think CD will be okay. Now, are you allowed to pump?
2 pumps.
You get 2.
You
Third
get
one.
2
Third
points.
one's a. Third one's
flag.
penalty.
Are you allowed to D-Generation X?
That's a sexual gesture. Can't do that.
Okay. Nesto Super Chat, what color are the Browns? Well, they're like
They're
orange.
orange.
They're not really brown. But they're not really brown, which is very confusing.
They're brown and orange, aren't they?
Yeah,
The brownies.
But like
Brownish.
orange is like their main color.
kind of brown, kind of orange, but brown's kind of ugly.
More like
with the-
borange.
Yeah.
the NFL, like the Cowboys, have been a team that has
Yeah, you touched
kind
it.
of
Yeah.
led the charge, and you found some interesting
Yeah.
tidbits. Have led the charge in a lot of rule changes in the no fun league. A lot of it has been
Yay.
the Cowboys have been the what do you call it? The impetus
Right.
of the rules being
Right.
changed.
There are a lot of rules, at least 10 or more. Now, won't go into all of them, but have been named after Cowboys. You have going back to the 90s. You remember the Emmitt Smith helmet rule? The Emmitt Smith, you go to the end zone and take his helmet off so everybody can see it. Right. Now they got a rule.
Good marketing.
The rule you
great
can't
marketing.
take your helmet off.
Yep.
Michael Irvin, offensive pass interference. That's the Michael Irvin rule. Eric Williams, back in the day, 90s, hands to the face offensive lineman. He killed Reggie White with that, and
He must have had long arms.
oh, he definitely had long arms.
Who was it that it wasn't a Cowboy, but who was it that they made the rule you had to stop hitting people in the head? It
Oh, was that
Deacon
Bean
Jones or something?
Oh, Deacon Jones and Bean
Deacon Jones, yeah, the head slap.
That was
yeah.
just slapping the
giving
crap out of
concussions.
people in the head.
And people know about the Roy Williams rule, certainly.
Because he broke T.O.'s leg.
Yeah,
The
the
horse collar.
The horse collar rule, the Dez Bryant rule. Basically the catch is the Dez Bryant rule. Dean Blandino, the catch, no catch.
Dean
That's Dean Blandino.
Oh, there you go.
Did I not say Blandino?
You were like, blah, 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 blah.
I'm sorry.
We could get
Dean.
we could get Dean on the show if we want. He's a nice
Dean
guy.
Blandino. Obviously the big catch.
I don't want to take credit for the Dean Blandino being in DFW,
Yeah.
but I'm going to take credit for Dean Blandino being in DFW.
Okay.
He initially got in DFW through our friend Ben and Skin.
Yeah.
How that happened was we were in Phoenix during
The Pro Bowl.
but we were there for Super Bowl weekend. That's when they had the Pro Bowl like the same week of or something.
Yeah,
like
and a
that.
bunch of you guys went into the Pro Bowl, and we went the other way to get drunk because we were like, I'm not going into the Pro Bowl.
Right. And it was my directions that made us go that way.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to go a different way. I'm like, nah, we should go this way.
Yeah.
And everyone just said, all right, cool. And they followed me. And like 3 steps into it, opens this random door, out walks Dean Blandino, and then like Ben and Skin just mobbed them and they became friends forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Sad that I wasn't a part of it. Our whole crew was going to go because, we work for a radio station. It's like, we're here. We might as well go to the Pro Bowl and get audio or whatever. But then those of us who don't work very hard, as we were crossing the street to walk to the stadium, we're like, we're going to stay on this side. There's a bar here.
There was a bar.
Yeah, so we just kind of hung out there. Yeah.
There you go. You remember when Tony Romo dropped the snap?
That was the shiniest football I've ever seen in my life.
Tony Romo dropped
I'm
the
not
snap.
over it. That was the shiniest football I've ever seen in my life. That man was 100% sabotaged.
I wonder, and before I
better
get to the
wonder.
rule, sometimes things happen to you. Like I always talk about the 90s Cowboys. They won a year before. Champions.
Are you raw dogging under that baseball jersey?
Oh, he is, isn't he?
You
I
are.
hadn't
y'all
even
acting
thought
like
about
this.
it.
Why y'all
Dogging.
acting like this?
Oh, okay.
Why y'all acting like this?
Okay.
I thought she was, I thought,
why
I
you
thought
worried?
she was raw
So
dogging on
worried
the
We
opening
got
day.
so much hair above the line of the
Yeah.
undershirt.
Well,
though.
I mean,
My
come
bad.
on, guys.
I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
But I can raw dog a baseball jersey.
No, you can't.
I can.
No,
You can do whatever that. Yeah, you can.
You can't.
You can't.
Anyway,
It's America.
I always believe that champions, things happen for you. Like when the Cowboys won, you make it happen. To me, when Romo dropped the snap, that was an example of these guys don't have that championship medal. This team.
Troy wouldn't have caught that ball either. Slippy, big old slippery ball.
He wasn't the only person to deal with the K balls back then.
I've
other
never seen
teams-
a ball that shiny.
Okay, but anyway, they enacted a rule change that have moved the responsibility to managing kicking balls to the referees rather than the home team's ball boys.
Yeah, because they broke out the newest greased
The
up.
home team.
What it was in
Oh,
Seattle.
the home,
Seattle.
yeah, the home team. Yeah, the home team
Yelling
ball
me.
boy, right?
MFer.
Yeah. So they got a rule change because of that. Because of the
'Cause
Romo
they cheated.
dropping the snap.
Because
So,
Seattle cheated. Do you see how shiny the ball is? Shiniest football you've
I
ever
remember
seen
him
in your
getting
life.
run down.
He caught the hell out of that ball.
Without due respect, Jesse,
Oh.
and yours was a winning play.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
But Romo he was just close to the end zone. He caught that ball. He started darting, and he was
He tried his best.
this close. And
If Grammatico would have thrown a damn block.
my boy would just grabbed him. If
If Grammatico would have thrown a block.
you see, he was just so. He's gonna make it happen. And the dude like, come here, boy. Where you going?
if he was 6'5", he would have been in there. If he was 6'5",
Where
he
you
would have
going?
been in there.
See,
How Grammatico couldn't drop down and cut that dude? Like, do something.
He can
Get
flop
the way.
in front of him. He just do something.
Didn't do a damn thing.
Get in the way.
I'll never forgive Martin Grammatica for that non-play.
That was
I think,
Martine's
I
fault.
think he was
not
the
the
kicker at that
snap,
time.
not the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, Grammatica didn't block nobody. You see this is busted? Throw me a block, man. It's a playoff game.
And
Throw me a block.
a lot of Cowboys starting to believe if they'd won that game, they would have went to Chicago and beat Chicago. They'd have made this because that was the year Chicago went to the Super Bowl with
Devin Hester, Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman and quarterback. They thought they had a chance.
Yeah, I live in a positive mindset. I believe Romo is a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Wow.
Dak's got one. Coming up next, does this affect what you want this team to do in the first round? And we got a mock from Matty Matt. We got these things coming up on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
I'm sorry.
Grammatica, you son of a biscuit. Nothing was ever Romo's fault. Sign up to be a diehard. Hit the like button. We did get over 100. Boy, I tell you what, I was wondering if we were going to get there. Is that kind of day?
Pump those up.
Is that kind of day?
It was that second segment that took him over the top.
Yeah, it was a good one.
What's a good one?
I forgot what it was about.
All right.
Sign up to be a diehard, though, to make sure that you have access. And I'll tell you what, to one diehard out there who I know has already signed up, Shelby,
She taunted you again this morning.
we're going to fight. She keeps sending her diehard carrying card,
She keeps
a
sending
picture of it on Twitter, because we can't get one. I've been trying to get one.
Why can't we get one?
I don't know. Like, we
That
have a
makes no
login
sense.
on the website that gives us diehard status, but we can't get the carrying card. And I'd
If
really
I buy
want
a
the carrying
diehard
card.
membership, do I get reimbursed? Can I submit this? Can I submit that?
I mean, I brought several shirts. I bought sweaters. I paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought stuff in the merch store.
As did I.
I can't get a diehard carrying card to save my life.
I'm gonna say
I can't get a diehard.
I'm not giving the company back money that they gave me.
I need,
Sorry.
It was Christmas gifts.
I need.
We got a discount. That's why I took advantage.
Yeah.
Company give me money, I ain't giving it back.
All my kids got
I've
Christmas
always been giving it
pullovers.
back. I used to get appearance fees at certain places, and I'd give that money right back to the nice
Ain't no
lady
way.
who was in front of me.
No, I'm eating for free.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shirts for free.
Anyway, sign up to be a diehard. It's a great time now during draft season, especially with our golf tournament that's coming up next month. Once you sign up to be a diehard, you get a discount on signing up for our golf tournament at Stevens Park on April 25th that I want you to sign up for today. I want you to do it, do it, do it, do it.
I'm tight when it comes to that money, though. I'm tight. I'll be tight.
Oh, you
when
pucker up when it comes to money.
I'm
Really?
tight. I'm
Pucker.
tight when it comes to that money.
Yeah, yeah.
Sheesh.
It's true. Yeah, he puckers up.
I
yeah.
pucker up tight.
Yeah.
I pucker up tight.
Pussy season and pucker.
But sign up to be a diehard or else, and that way you can get your free T-shirt, you get the Discord lounge, you get your carrying card, you get a discount for the golf tournament, all the things. All right, final segment of the broadcast day. I get a 7-round mockety-mock from our guy Matt Miller at ESPN. 7 rounds, boy, that's working.
That's all the rounds.
That's
That's all the rounds.
you ain't gonna catch me doing that.
Smoke Nuno. Dak is not gone. He's not going anywhere.
No, yeah.
Come
no,
on,
no.
Smoke.
Dak going or not.
He's
I
not-
heard he's getting traded to Cleveland.
We talked about this in
No,
the first segment.
no,
He ain't
Smoke.
going
My sources tell me
No.
He ain't going
no,
nowhere.
Dak is being traded?
No.
And Micah.
No.
Micah's going to the Titans.
What about CD?
CD is going to the Chargers.
Tyler Guyton?
Guyton,
Staying
Going to
here.
hell.
no one would trade for him.
Tyler Smith?
Tyler Smith is going to be a Bronco.
Whoa.
Yes.
Broncos country.
That
was
about-
sounds-
right.
I don't know why that sounded like
What?
a realistic thing.
What about
That
what about
sounds
what about the
realistic.
kicker?
Kinda hit, yeah.
What about the kicker? Let's try all. What about the kicker?
Well, we're
He's
actually
going
going
to
to
Tennessee.
so we're actually going to build this thing around the kicker.
Okay,
That's what we're rebuilding for.
The one you haven't signed to an extension yet?
We're going to sign the best deep snapper. We're going to draft him in the first, and then in the second, we're going to get the best holder.
You just paid one. You just paid Trent Seek.
All right, we already got the best deep snapper, so we are going to draft all O-line because what we're worried about is having 9 of them.
Yep.
So that we can kick as soon as possible.
Who's quarterback?
Grammatica is coming back.
Oh, he's playing O-line.
Savion Williams out of TCU. We're going to draft him in the second.
I like
and
it.
he's going to play quarterback because he ran Wildcat for TCU. Jameis, we're going to trade for. So I saw this thing from Lance Zierlein on NFL.com, and I like Lance Zierlein. I think that he's really good.
Wasn't he a kicker?
No, Greg Zierlein is.
Oh, Greg
Or
Zierlein.
was. And what he did was he ranked what are the spots in the NFL draft this year that are the strongest to the weakest. And I think things like this matter to NFL teams because if you think, oh, this is a bad year for whatever,
Yeah.
then if you don't attack that early, you go, oh, well, we're probably going to be not in great shape in that regard. And so I just wanted to throw it out there because he ranked them, and the top 3, I think, are, because then there's a pretty good drop-off. He said the top 3 groups in this draft are the edge defenders. There's 20 guys that could step in and be a part of your rotation. Running back is number 2. Interior defensive line is number 3. tight end, offensive tackle, wide receiver, corner, interior offensive line, linebacker, quarterback, safety. Does that matter to you guys in terms of like, what are we going to do with this first round pick when you think, okay, this is a bad year for a wide receiver and corner. If I need one, I got to go. Or do you just play it straight up, play it clean, and get mad at the Cowboys later for not being ready at the positions that aren't good in the draft?
I would still take Ashton Jeanty with 12 if he's there, right? But I'm starting to get the vibe. Like, he had his pro day yesterday. A lot of interest was there with all 32 teams. I'm starting to get the vibe that he's not going to be there.
He looked like he could bench press a lot.
He looked insane. I think if you're going to – the only thing from that list is I think if you're going to get a wide receiver, a legitimate number 2 option next to CeeDee Lamb, I think you do have to do it at 12.
Got to be early.
I think it's got to be early. I think you might be able to do it at 44, but I think you're kind of pushing it in terms of getting immediate production and someone with a high potential. So, I wrote a big feature on Tedero McMillan today. I think that's a guy that could be a reasonable guy at 12 for them. I think if you're going to go receiver for number 2, you got to go early to do it. That's my thought.
I think T-Mac is my favorite to be the pick. Not like that I want to, but if you were like setting Vegas odds, I would say Tedero McMillan number 1.
Yeah, I would agree. Based on how I think the draft is going to fall, based on the mock drafts, I think he has the best chance of being there.
Yep.
And the guy they would take based on who's going to be there.
Yeah, if Jeanty were there, I think that he would be.
I think they'd run up there.
Would they take him over? I think they would take him over any receiver in this draft. Is my guess.
There's no question
they would take
that.
Jeanty.
I think.
And then other than that, I just wonder if maybe corner. But I don't love the pick for either corner at 12.
Yeah, I just know that there's just talking to people. What you're saying about positional value matters, and for the 12th pick,
right?
And if you're going to get a running back, it has to be a special running back, and that's Jeanty. And if they like the guys, receiver, cornerback, tackle, edge rusher, those are the type of guys they think have to fit the profile for that pick. And so you have to look at who's going to be available at those positions. I don't think they're picking a guard at 12.
They wouldn't pick a guard, but they'll pick a running back.
Yeah.
Well, the special running back.
Yeah.
We're talking about a special running back, not just a running back.
I guess if there were a Zach Martin that's going to go to guard, maybe that would change your mind at 12, but that guy doesn't exist either.
Will Campbell.
7-round mock from Matt Miller. Yeah. Will Campbell, who goes 13th. Goes 13th in this mock.
Will Campbell's good.
He's Zach Martin. Will Campbell.
Will Campbell's a good player.
He's a good player.
Be a good pick at 12. So
Jerry gonna say you don't lay up.
Man, that layup sure did count for 2 points, and that layup was pretty damn
good.
good.
That
layup was putting on a gold jacket.
You don't lay up. We don't lay up.
Yeah, he was gonna go for a 360 dunk and go get drunk with Johnny on his way out of the league while Zach Martin.
I need some sizzle.
Yeah, I need Hall of Famers. And this mock draft is actually a great example of the positional value stuff because Matt Miller has at number 12 overall, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State.
He likes it. He likes it. I'm not.
That's it.
I'm not. He likes it. I'm not.
I don't like it from a positional standpoint, but I think Tyler Warren is going to be a good player in the NFL.
He'll be solid.
I do too. I think he'll be a good player.
I think he'll be solid.
I think he'll be a good player. But Will Campbell went 1 pick after him. I'd take Will Campbell over him.
Tyler Warren does not help your team more than Will Campbell would. The Dallas Cowboys.
I agree.
Not even close. Not even close.
Will Campbell a guard. Yeah, I agree.
Look at him.
He's obviously a right guard, right?
Look at him. Oh, you're with them now. Are you teaming up with them? I thought it was just the Beat Boys. Now you want to get with them too? Listen, pledge your allegiance right now.
Short arms.
Pledge your allegiance right now. You gonna be with the Beat
He's
Boys?
a draft guru, man.
You with the Beat Boys?
The measurements mean something to Jeff.
So what does the tape mean? What does the tape mean?
Measure means something to Jeff.
Then why watch tape?
The tape means he's good.
Then why
tape means he's good.
Why
Tape
means he's good.
Why waste your time
good.
watching the tape?
I would draft both Kelvin Banks and Will Campbell if I need a left tackle. I would pick them. And I would feel even better about it knowing that if it didn't go great, I'm moving them to guard. And that's what it is with that sort of player. If the tape is good enough, you say, I don't care. I think you can do it. And if it turns out that it's not going well, that's cool because the backup plan, I think you can do that one real well. In this mock, I will tell you, Emeka Egbuka fell to the second round.
Whoa!
And if that happens, what we're going to do on Thursday night and then Friday before round 2 starts is we're going to have a campaign of it's time to trade, and we need to pick first in the second round. We need to get this
has him going where?
The New York Giants at 34.
At 34.
34.
If you get Emeka Egbuka opposite Malik Neighbors,
With Russell
Ran a
Wilson.
4.47 at his pro day, by
With Russell
the way.
Wilson, the quarterback.
the league, the NFC East is in trouble.
Especially if we get Jameson.
Stop it.
We get Russ on the
They
bench.
have no quarterback.
They got 2.
They have no
No,
quarterback.
they have no quarterback.
They're about to have Shador, too.
They
They're
have
going to
no
have 3.
quarterback. We
Trust me,
can't
you
say
get-
they're going to
you
be in
get those-
trouble.
You get those 2 dudes running routes.
Stop it. Have no quarterback.
Russ will be fine with those 2 dudes.
Man, when I tell you I love the second round of this damn draft, I want to pick all of the second round players. Tyler Booker goes 35, the Alabama right guard. If you told,
But this could happen.
I don't like trading up in the world if it's not for a quarterback. But if they get into a draft where on day 2 early on, Tyler Booker and Emeka Egbuka are there, I'll be like, man, we need to get to work. We need to work some phones and get in this thing. Second round, Caleb Johnson, running back, Iowa, which is fine. But as we were talking about positional value, you just took a tight end and a running back, 1 and 2, tight end and running back.
That might arguably be the worst 2 picks that you can make for the Cowboys
From a position
from
standpoint,
a position standpoint. For what the Cowboys need,
they need a running back in the top 2 rounds, I think, or top 3 rounds at the very worst. Tight end, I just don't see tight end for him. That's my thing. I mean, we talked about it before the show. Like, that's what the Lions did, though. But the difference between the Lions and the Cowboys is that the Lions were on the precipice, right?
Those were finishing pieces.
Those were finishing pieces. Those were cherries on top. The Cowboys are in a position to get cherries on top. With
When they picked them, were they there yet?
they were on the precipice.
2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
They were they went to the NFC Championship, I think, the next season.
Yeah, but I'm talking
they
about the
weren't
season
there
before.
before.
They weren't there the season
No,
before.
but they were going.
Yeah.
Do we think the Cowboys with those 2 picks are going to an NFC Championship next year?
No, but I don't think they thought they were going to. I mean,
I think they're winning the Super Bowl no matter who they pick. Cowboys are.
I'm out.
What?
I can't do this.
I think
Today's not the day for me.
What?
I can't.
no
I can't.
optimism for you today.
I can't. Not today.
You don't wanna feel good? You wanna be happy?
Not that level.
Jack Besh is their 3rd round pick.
I
by
love
the way.
Jack
TCU,
Besh, though.
stand up.
we like Jack Best.
Yeah, we like Besh.
Started his career at LSU.
I think so many of the things that I think
Couldn't get on the field at LSU, huh?
no. I mean, dude, shout out to SMU's Brashard Smith, who couldn't get on the field at Miami playing receiver, switched schools and positions,
Yeah.
and now is getting drafted because he went to play the easier position.
It's about opportunity, and
Every wide receiver out there, if you ain't getting a run, play running back.
Well,
you might go to the
We
league.
got to have a body type, though.
You got to be able to catch.
he's got the body type.
Yeah, you got to have a
Brashard
body type, though.
does. Brashard does.
I mean, they're just different body types.
Yeah, I'm just saying a
Herbert's
lot of
a good runner.
wide receivers can't play run. They don't have the body type for it. I'm just saying that he has the body type for it.
Got to be little enough.
Well, little, but stocky. You got to have a certain,
Yeah, Brashard's stocky.
you got to have a certain body
He's
type.
5'10", 200. Yeah.
I think the reason I love the NFL draft and free agency and off seasons is because all of the things that are like established as rules, then you look at it and you're like, well, what if I did the exact opposite?
100%.
Because like talking about positional value, where it's like, yeah, I don't want to use the 12th overall pick on a insert not valuable position here. It's like, but what if that means that I know I'm picking a good player while you guys are taking big swings on guys that might not be able to play?
See, I love how you want to flip them. You want to flip the script on certain things that you apply for. But when I try to flip the script on this whole metrics and measurement thing,
dang.
Right.
I'm the bad guy.
What do you? I didn't make you a bad guy.
You didn't pledge your allegiance. So now
I don't
so
pledge
now if you're not
allegiance
with
to
me,
anything.
so now if you're not with me, you're against me.
I don't.
What a wild before we get out of here.
And Jesse, we're not really against you.
Get the super chat
No, I
before we
am.
get out of here.
I'm against Jesse.
I'm against Jesse.
I'm against
Yeah.
Jesse now
Really?
for declaring
That's
against
fine.
me.
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay.
Any
we
super
believe in the
any
tape.
super jets? Did we do Jason? We better get Messy Jesse tomorrow, or else.
Or else.
That's not a threat, of course. And Jay Litt, why is Asante Samuel Jr. still available? Seems like he could help at corner. Love the show. Thanks, guys.
The T-step. No, I'm playing.
It's a great
I'm-
question.
Oh my
I'm
God!
playing.
Oh
I'm
my
playing.
God!
I'm-
That whole T-step conversation with Dion and
I'm playing.
Daddy.
His dad is T-step. Deion.
Asante Samuel Jr.'s daddy need to stop it.
Probably because he probably still wants a bunch of money, and teams are like, right, call us when you want less money. And he's like, right, but what if y'all just gave me like somebody just gave Stephon Diggs all the money. Why can't I have all the money? And teams are like,
Maybe they say, I'm not messing with this dude because the daddy think he better than Deion.
Okay.
Do you think they're saying that? I don't think they're saying that.
That's what his daddy's saying.
But his daddy's just talking.
Everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by.
Opening day, baseball.
Happy Glizzy season. And we'll see you tomorrow. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.